Group 2 is upon us. This is the round of 16 for the Manifold TCG Promotional League Season 1. I am Brad. With me here is Adam. Adam, tell us about these decks.
So, we've got Eileen facing off against LL for our first game of the Group 2. LL is playing one of her favorite decks here, Eurus, who is the blue 45. Eurus is one of the really cool aggressive decks that we have in Manifold, where you need to use Eurus's ability to roll extra white dice in order to cheat a little bit to get extra output out of all of your guys. And if you do, it's really good.
Yeah, more than any other deck in the format, I think, you ignore your opponent and you just try and solve your little puzzle and try and maximize your little math rocks. And he's particularly tricky because you can't just play guys and activate them. You have to play guys and sacrifice them so that the next one is buffed by Eurus's ability as well.
Yep.
LL started playing this deck because she didn't feel like her Roan Jalia deck that she'd been playing so much was tournament competitive. And this brought her to round of 16, which she was just thrilled to make the round of 16. Unfortunately, she's up against Eileen.
Eileen's deck is a real barn burner. Rylo and Lucca are an attachment deck here that just makes a ton of damage. There's a lot of modify here to turn her dice into dice side showing damage. A bunch of ways to just make more red dice, which famously roll 2 damage pretty nicely. And Eileen's looking to kill your heroes either in the bottom of round 3 or as the first action of round 4.
And I've said this plenty of times before, I'll say it plenty of times again. This is one of those flagship decks. Eileen is going to go tall on Lucca with a bunch of attachments. And Lucca gives you the extra yield. You roll an extra red dice whenever you put something on him. But that means once Lucca is defeated, a huge piece of Eileen's infrastructure falls away with it. Mm-hmm. Unlike some of the other flagship decks we've seen, we have Rylo as the plan B. A lot of times Rylo is the flagship.
Yeah.
And so red, take a damage to modify a dice to a side showing damage is a very powerful ability for your plan B when you're just trying to scrape your last little bit of damage together.
It really is. It really is.
All right, we've got our players down at the table. It looks like LL won the die roll, and she's going to start by playing the Revenant.
Yep, Revenant here, 3 costs that rolls a red dice, and when it dies, deal 3 damage to any character, is solid. But Eurus is, I think, the strongest thing about Eurus is his ability to roll an extra white dice with each of his guys. Theoretically, I think Eurus is trying to play 5 1-drops in round 1 in order to get that ability 5 times. And LL has a whole plan here where she likes to play Revenant in round 1 and then leave it around until round 2 to get the red dice in round 2. And we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, like you alluded to, she did this a whole bunch to get her into the round of 16. And mm-hmm. she kind of taught me this, and I've started playing Eurus this way myself. Eileen starts with a Fragmentation Grenades, which deals 2 damage to a non-ethereal object. The Revenant is ethereal.
Yep.
So that damage goes directly to the old man himself.
Which I think Eileen's probably okay with.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree.
Yeah, Frag Grenade, rolling an extra red dice, and shooting 2 damage at your opponent's hero is an okay place to be. So Eileen and LL are great friends.
Oh, everyone's great friends with LL.
Well, that is true. That is certainly true. But I'm sure...
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. A lot of this game is probably going to end up with them chatting a bit.
Yes.
I guess we'll see.
I'm sure you've seen this plenty of times. We do some pacing edits. So sometimes when there's just hands moving, sometimes they start moving at inhuman paces.
Yeah.
And that's because the rate at which the players play the game is not always the same as the rate at which we want to watch the game.
Yeah. So that might come up maybe if they get to chatting. Eileen's Lucca activation here is going to roll just the 2 damage and no modify. So that's actually not great. It's excellent.
And Eileen's deck actually has quite bad energy abilities. Lucca's energy ability, honestly, could be the worst energy ability in all of Terran Sentinels.
That...
Right?
Yeah.
Like, the thing it does is, like,
yeah, okay.
Unless you have some reason to do it, it's actively bad for you.
Okay. I was going to say Hala Magnus, maybe.
But but at least that converts an energy into Dice Face 1.
Eileen is actually going to spend an energy here. That's what we're doing. Eileen is going to swiftly activate Rylo with his other energy ability.
Yep. The other one you have there. So this is a nice bonus action. It's a nice piece of tempo. She gets her dice out extra fast, and then she uses Rylo's Rylo's activated ability to modify one of the other energy dice to damage.
Yep. And now it's Eileen's turn.
And the reason she modified the other energy dice to damage instead of the red dice is because the red dice reroll much better.
Yep. So these 3 blank red dice, if Eileen's lucky, will roll into a decent amount of damage. So now she only naturally rolled, I think, 4 damage. And she's going to be able to resolve this modify to turn that green dice into 2 damage and then be looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
And knowing to modify, I think it was the white energy.
She spent the white energy and then she modified the blue.
Yeah. Knowing to modify the blue energy into damage instead of the blank to damage is one of those just like slight technical things that once you know it, but just doing the right thing every time is how really talented players like Eileen manage to squeak out just 1 or 2 more damage than the lay player.
Exactly. LL's going to spend her red dice showing shield Eurus. Eileen will take it off with her 1 damage. And then Eurus's roll here. So Eurus is going to add 3 damage to LL's pool, and Eileen's going to play overcharge with her final gem. So she's going to have 10 damage dealt by now, and she'll be doing 4 more. She's going to do 14 damage in round 1.
She's going to do 14 damage in round 1 against an opponent with a 30 health pool.
Yeah.
I have never seen a game of Manifold end in round 2.
I don't think I have either.
Is today the day?
It might.
That's the pace.
That's crazy.
Now, Eurus has several defensive tools. Eurus has Cloth-Bound Apprentices, has Protection of Beliefs, and a big part of the talent of playing Eurus is knowing how to not use those when you don't need to.
Sure.
A big part of the strength of Eurus is my 30 health is all one big bastion. I can spend 29 of it. That's fine as long as you're dead.
Right.
But when you don't get to flex that muscle, you actually have the tools to flex some other muscles as well.
Sure. Going into round 2, LL still has 2 support characters, which is the thing you were talking about, how to play Eurus. Now she can activate these and then sacrifice them and then get to playing the cheap guys, and she'll have gotten some extra value out of her cards.
Now, I noticed
2 rounds.
She put the damage into Rylo instead of into Lucca.
Yeah.
And that's probably because she didn't have a clean way to pop a shield. No, I think she did have a 1. I think she just decided Rylo already took a damage, so let's kill the player.
Going into Rylo is fine.
Yeah, but not taking the frag grenades down is a little worse than taking the frag grenades down.
Sure. So Eileen's going to start this round with Ambush, putting a blue counter on Lucca and activating him. And now it's still Eileen's turn.
We're going to use Rylo's energy ability for the second time. That's so funny. You don't see this Lucca Rylo deck use their energy very often.
But if you roll an energy, you might as well, I guess.
Yeah.
So Eileen's going to just modify 1 using Rylo's ability.
And now it's still Eileen's turn because Ambush was swift and the energy ability is swift.
Maybe a tactical reroll? Oh, she's got to change the Titan hand. That's so funny.
So still probably worth tactical rerolling.
Yeah.
Because then you just need 1 of your dice to hit properly.
Yeah. It's really funny that she now doesn't want to... She went too fast.
Yeah, okay. There aren't any dice to sabotage. Oh, poor girl.
So she'll just resolve her 6 damage. Eurus is at 10. Going into LL's. Well, this is her first action in round 2.
Yeah.
Eurus is at 10 health.
That is absolutely whack.
Yeah. This is the fastest I've seen this deck ever go. Revenant is going to roll 2 damage and an energy, which is like the best possible roll.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. Like, there's a chance that the way this game is playing, you'd rather have a shield, but like, you still, in order to win this game, you need to kill Rylo and the round shielded, I think.
Sure. Yeah, I'd buy that. Eileen is going to tactical reroll, not hitting any damage. LL will use this energy to sacrifice Revenant and draw 2 cards. Revenant will shoot Rylo for 3 damage. LL might kill Rylo before the game ends. I mean this round. If we're still in the world where Eileen kills, but Eileen's not going to actually kill Eurus this round.
Yeah, she drew 2, which means she can't put Eurus to 2. But the way her dice were laid out before, putting Eurus to 2 was where we're going to end up.
Yeah.
If she had a bunch of red up, then she'd be able to like spotter scope on Lucca, follow the trail, and potentially find lethal.
Yeah.
But it looks like.
And if those 3 gems had gone into a Blessing of the Cloth, and then every dice showed 2 damage, something like that.
Another Revenant is not the kind of churn that we were hoping to see out of Eurus.
Yeah. So there's something about Eurus. Eurus is generally a very slow deck because Eurus plays a bunch of little 1-drops that then activate, sacrifice, play a guy, activate, sacrifice, keep looping forever. That takes a ton of time. Revenant is how you go fast. It's not how you actually get power in the Eurus deck. And Eileen's just about to dig in. I mean, she probably changes the tide here and then resolve damage and then digs in. LL could be could be spending this time playing 6 1-drops.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that's really hard to do when you're the one in the seat.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to learn it if you intend to play Eurus. Your opponent's going to do, 26 damage to you over the first 2 turns. You can't follow that up by trying to match the speed. That's not your strength. Don't play to your weakness.
Yeah.
And I feel like LL thinks she's dead and just wants to kill Rylo before she dies.
Yeah.
But
if L took 18 more actions this round, that's the time when she's allowed to do that.
And don't get me wrong, she was probably 6% to win this game from this seat. But I don't feel like she's playing towards her 6%.
Yeah.
I feel like she's playing towards make the stats not look abysmal when the dust settles.
Maybe. I don't know what's in her hand. I don't know if she has an Augur's Auspice to play and activate and sacrifice and go down the chain.
Yeah, and I was looking for protection of beliefs and things like that and didn't see any.
Yeah.
But one of the crazy things about this Eurus deck is it kind of doesn't matter what's in your hand. Like here, she should not be modifying an energy. She should be rerolling, looking for energy.
Yeah.
The game's just not going to go long enough for all these cards in her hand to matter.
Sure.
And so, and if you spend them, this energy that she's spending to eat the Revenant is drawing her 2 more cards. And so cards in hand are not the most important resource here.
Sure. Yeah, but I mean, for what it's worth, how else is she sacrificing that Revenant to shoot for 3 damage?
Yeah. Well, my position is you should have to go reroll 3 times to find an energy instead of spending your red dice to find your energy.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I did say if she's going to win this game, she's going to kill Eurus and end the round shielded. Or sorry, kill Rylo and end the round shielded.
Yep.
She did do that.
She did, in fact.
There is a world in which Clothbound Apprentice, Remembrance, Clothbound Apprentice, Protection of Belief means Eileen can't actually find lethal this round.
Yep. And Eileen's, look at what she's rolling. Blue, white, purple, green.
There's 3 blue, actually.
Yeah. Are there?
Yeah, because of the ambush.
Okay.
Oh, no. You're right. My bad.
Great. So also, Battle Ready here is excellent.
Battle Ready does go a long way towards improving Lucca's ability to find lethal.
Yep. LL's going to start by activating Eurus and rolling a bunch of dice. Red, green is a pretty solid dice pool to be able to activate all at once. Eileen is going to... What are we doing?
Follow the trail.
Follow the trail. Okay. Sabotage that modify and create a Sentinel token.
And LL has a Change the Tide and a Protection of Belief in hand.
Sure.
LL can make this game go to round 4, and those are games that Eurus can win.
Yes, I agree. Eileen's going to take off.
Let me rephrase. LL doesn't win this game by making go to round 4.
Sure.
LL wins this game by fighting for an entire round 3 in which she does lethal damage to Lucca.
Okay, sure. I agree. If she can survive the round, there's a chance she wins by surviving the round.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Great. So Eileen is just use the Sentinel to take off Eurus's shield, and then we'll go ahead and activate Lucca after LL played an Augur's Auspice.
Oh, So LL has Sabotage 4 in her hand, but you can only Sabotage 2 with one action.
Oh, no.
And Eileen found lethal in both types. And the Modify 2 off the battle ready goes a long way.
It goes a huge way. Yeah, because Change the Tide here, like you said, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, getting rid of that damage puts you dead.
Okay. And that's
the whole story. If she had time to play both of her events, she would have survived this round.
Wow. Okay.
I think she doesn't realize she's looking for the 10, and she's going to realize what happens when she's at 10.
Yep. But I mean, it's not like she had many other options there.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, without having like a Clothbound Apprentice or some way to earn the extra turn.
Yeah.
So she gets handed her consolation participation promo. Yeah, and that's the game.
Awesome. So Eileen is going to move on to the winners match, and LL is going to move on to the rebound match. Neither of these players are eliminated, and you'll see them in the next couple videos that come out.
Wow, that was absolutely blazing. I cannot wait to see this Lucca Rylo deck again.
Yeah, this deck slaps.
Sick.
Yeah, great.
Great. I'll see you in the next game.
Thanks for watching.